Alright, guys, sorry. Um, that was kind of a pause right there because I just thought of this dream and it's kind of scary now that I realize it. I had a bunch of dreams about, like, I don't know if it's a witch or a ghost or spirit people or like shadow people, but and I remember because I always have this dream about this specific desert and it scares the living fucking shit out of me, man. And I'll talk about everything about the desert, and it all starts with this one dream. Well, actually, it starts with other dreams, and I'll talk about that actually first right now. So it started with this dream where I was doing shed hunting, right? And I was in this desert. I mean, this feels like a Mexico desert, so it wasn't New Mexican, it was like Mexico. I mean, it was dry, vultures everywhere, but there were still trees and that stuff, and there were still like routes to get to the bottom. It was like arroyos, but there were still mountains and mountains and mountains upon mountains, right? And it's right next to this, like, like those forest ranger houses, or like there's parking lots and bathrooms and stuff, and it's like a forest place. I'll give you a tour of the area and that stuff. Well, like, so there's that area. So there's like one of those things, right? And it's on the edge of this canyon and that stuff, or this cliff of this, like, in the bottom is like more, flat desert area and that stuff, but like still. And I'm like, and it's like you can go shed hunting in the area, and then if you go further in the back, that's where more trees are. Well, anyways, it's crazy because like you don't want to really go shed hunting in that area and that stuff, because that's where like there's like a witch or something, and like you can hear like this howl, or you'll see like this black shadow figure, and it's weird because I've seen it in the dream and it scared the fuck out of me. And it's weird because like it was weird because there's this one area I remember going hunting with my dad at, and it got dark. I remember seeing like an elk run by, and it was that area that it reminded me of. Um, going down the trail and then hearing the trail, and then just remember it's like, yo, we got to get off this path and go back to that area where like that forest ranger area was, because it's scary. I mean, like, it was weird, and it was weird. It's like that whole entire area felt like it was real, because like I had more dreams connected to that area. Like there was this roundabout, like it felt like a horseshoe where you could drive, you could make a left or right, and it'll take you to the area. Or you could, like, so like there's like three roads or something like that, 3 roads or two, and the right will take you around the horseshoe, left will take you more up the mountain, and it will take you down a bypass. Instead of going across to the lake, you go around and you take over the mountain, even though it technically, the horseshoe, like, I don't know, it's not really a lake, it's just a horseshoe. It's a flat area, even though it's not a lake. I guess it used to be a lake, or not really used to be a lake. It's just a flat desert, but it's like a mountain and that stuff, which is, even though it's dead trees and that stuff, it's still trees, and there's still elk, and you can find antlers there, because I found huge antlers there, apparently, in my dreams. Um, but it's weird, because and the reason why I remember the roads and the stuff, because it's because it's funny, because like in this dream it feels like there's a brothel that's like 3 hours away from New Mexico, from Nevada, even though that's totally impossible because it takes, I think, a day or something like that. I'm not too sure. Don't You're gonna have to Google this stuff. Google Maps it, but it's fucking crazy, dude. Because like what happened was is like what happened in the dream? Yeah, so like there's the brothel part, there's that part, the hunting part. That's kind of it, but it was weird because it felt haunted and it felt real. Like, you ever had those dreams where like it feels like it's haunted and it feels real or something like that? But yeah, dude, it's weird, like dark figures, witches, and that stuff. And then I'll talk about this other stuff. I don't know if I've talked about these dreams before, but I had these dreams where like I was snowboarding in like the ski valley in the mountains, and there's a witch that haunts it. I remember I was coming down. It was like nighttime, and that stuff. And then like I remember like, but it wasn't like an entrance, like, but like it was weird because like it was like I took an exit to go all the way to my home. So I took a ski route that led all the way to my home, and I used my penny board, and I made it into like a mini snowboard. And then while I was like snowboarding that stuff, I looked to my right, and there's just trees and that stuff. So it's like flat area like that stuff where I'm at snowboarding, going down slopey mini hills and that stuff, and then there's wooded area. And it's like I could hear screams coming from it, and it's like a chick and that stuff, and it's like there's three chicks and that stuff, and it's like witches, and I'm like, what the fuck, dude? But this is all just a dream, but it's like it felt so fucking real. And then that snowboarding dream was pretty cool because it was all like, bro, I only went snowboarding for like 2 hours or 4 hours, even though it was like during the day, and it was all like, bro, I didn't wear any winter clothes. I was like, huh. And then I skied all the way from space, like this avalanche that led me to like was it like what was that Mount Everest and that stuff, and I skied down it, and I went down it even though it was a blizzard and that stuff. I was like, bro, this doesn't make sense, you know. And on a penny board, I made a penny board, a snowboard out of a penny board. Yeah, totally. And I'm like 5, what am I, 5'9", 5'10". But yeah, dude, it was a crazy experience, man. But that's totally one dream. And until next time, until the next streams.